Alright guys, today I just watched Now You See Me, Now You Don't, with this amazingly stacked cast of the OG Horsemen with this new young group of magicians, and I have to admit, this movie is honestly not for everyone. This movie is mostly targeted to people who just love magic, who love amazing twist endings, and also, clearly, if you guys love these certain actors and actresses and just amazing magic in general. If you guys know what these movies are basically about, especially the first and second movie, they complete this movie long heist filled with tricks all over the place. And then at the very end, they have, they come to the conclusion where they either capture the person or solve some sort of puzzle, and then at the very end they show you how they've done this certain heist with all these tricks and stuff that you didn't even notice during the movie. Well, all three of these films basically do the exact same thing, but the third film, while it does the same thing, it they up the ante as far as magic goes. They definitely go to better locations compared to last movies. They definitely have better dialogue. The dynamic between everyone, between the OGs and the new cast or each other, it it's been there like they never left. And I have to admit, my standout between the OGs and the newbies has to be both still Woody Harrelson, and I just love Justice Smith in this movie. Now, when people say, especially during interviews, when the cast members say that this movie itself is a trick in itself, if you guys basically saw the first two films, you kind of understand what he means. But he does it. But Jesse Eisenberg does a good job at making you want to see this film by saying this film is a trick in itself. But again, if you know how the whole method works between the first and second film, he basically means the same exact thing in a third film, but the magic is so different, so much bigger, and so much more believable that you're always asking yourself, wait, what? How? How? Wait, what? Like, you're always asking yourself how they did this magic trick, even after they showed you how at the end, or how they always do in these movies. Not a spoiler, but these movies tend to show you how they do these tricks to complete a heist. And the way they explain it, the way they do it is just incredible. The addition of Justice Smith, Dominic Sessa, and Irina Greenblatt, to me, was a really great idea because if you have a movie with just the same OG4 or OG5 horsemen, it's gonna be really hard to create a really compelling story. But so the addition of three new Youngbloods is what really makes this movie stand out compared to the other two films. It makes this film more special, more hilarious, and the dynamic with between the young ones and the OGs is just something you gotta watch in theaters, and something you have to just witness between the OG magic as they collab with the young one magic, with the young members magic, because it's really special. But at the end of the day, when you find out whose magic trick this whole movie really was, who was in charge of really bringing everyone together, and who was in charge of really wowing you throughout this whole entire film, bringing this heist to life even. When you find out who this person was and his background in this movie, it will truly surprise you. It definitely surprised me, and it's definitely a reason why I find this film, compared to the other two films, why I find this film really rewatchable in my eyes. There are emotional moments, there are exciting moments, there are dramatic moments. You'll go through all the emotions, surprisingly, in this kind of film too. So if you're someone who loves a cast like Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Dave Franco, Isla Fisher, just the OGs right there. You have, of course, Morgan Freeman. You have, of course, Justice Smith. You have, of course, Amanda Greenblatt, Dominic Sessa. Clearly a stacked cast between the OGs and the young bloods. If you guys love magic, if you guys love any of these actors and just want to see the dynamic on screen with amazing magic, this film is for you. And trust me, the magic here is definitely different than what we saw in the second film or the first film. This might introduce you. This might actually make you want to watch more magic if you're never into magic in the first place. If you watch this film, they'll make you love magic, and that's just why I love movies like this. So if you love everything I just said and want to see it for yourself, it's out now in cinema in theaters. So go check it out, 100%.